This episode is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Get in, loser! Mean Girls is now streaming on Paramount Plus. Join Katie Heron as she meets the plastics in Tina Fey's new twist on the modern classic. Get ready for more of the rumors, backstabbing, and jokes you loved from the original movie with some fetch surprises. Rated PG-13. Wear pink and head to ParamountPlus.com to try it free.
Hey there! Did you know Baker's always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices? And when you download the Baker's app, you'll enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. And don't forget fuel points to help you save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Want to save even more? With a Boost membership, you'll get double fuel points and free delivery. So shop and save big at Baker's today. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Survivor 46 is here, and so is On Fire, the only official Survivor podcast, and we have a twist this season. The winner of Survivor 45, Dee Valladares, will be joining us every week.
We're going behind the scenes of the biggest moments, the how and the why things happen, and the strategy and analysis you can only get from someone like me, a Survivor winner.
Listen to On Fire, the official Survivor podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Spin, Shuffle, Skip on the There Can Only Be One channel, a part of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Now, occasionally on this show, we like to talk about some Canadian bands because we're Canadians and we like Canada, so yay us. And sometimes a band comes out and you cannot but smile when you hear their name. And today is one of those episodes. But first, let me introduce my partner in crime for this one, my lovely wife, Carrie. Carrie, how are you doing today?
I am great, and I'm psyched to be talking with you today.
So,
I almost let the monkey out of the bag.
You almost let the monkey out of the bag. So let me ask you a question. Would I qualify for having the brain of a 13-year-old if I got a giggle anytime I said the name Rainbow Butt Monkeys?
Well,
and you laughed.
I can't help but laugh. And you know what? I think looking back, like when did they come out with their album?
Oh, that was 1995.
Okay, because I was trying to do the math, and I'm like,
so we're almost 30 years.
Yeah. I'm like, I think I was a 13-year-old girl, giddy every time I would say, someone would be like, because this was my jam. Like this was my roller blading, like soundtrack. This was the soundtrack of my teenage years.
Well, you already kind of put this in a time slot by saying the words rollerblading. Yeah.
I still rollerblade.
You have rollerblades.
I have roller skates.
Yes, you
now.
do. Yeah.
And they're fancy.
Yes. And
they're so pretty.
If you've watched the show Echo, you know that apparently roller skating is still a thing. So there's that.
Oh, I wish we had one of those roller rinks.
One day.
Oh.
But we are going to be talking about Letters From Chutney, the debut album from Rainbow Butt Monkeys. And I say debut, and you're sitting there going, well, I've never heard of the Rainbow Butt Monkeys. Well, that's because you don't know the history of Finger 11, because after this album, the Rainbow Butt Monkeys changed their name to Finger 11. So yeah, you bloody well heard of them. Letters From Chutney, released April 19th, 1995, and here's what we're going to do with this album. We are going to each pick 3 songs off of this: a spin, a shuffle, and a skip track. The spin is one that the minute this disc is in, that's the track we're going to. The shuffle is one that, hey, you know what? If it comes on the radio or if it comes on while it's on shuffle play, count me in. The skip. Now, I'm going to qualify this one here by saying when I pick a skip song off of this album, it's literally because I have to follow the rules of the podcast, because this is a front to back, all killer, no filler album.
It is a total banger from start to finish. Like I said, this was my soundtrack to any workout or rollerblading or even if I would just go out for a walk, like this was constantly in my, oh, dare I say, my Discman.
I guarantee you I had a copy of this on cassette. So it was in my Walkman, getting played frontwards and backwards. I had the Walkman that you could play in reverse.
Now, hang on now. Now that you say that, it was 95.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 95, it was my yellow Sony Walkman. Because that makes more sense. If I was rollerblading, I was rocking my Walkman.
Yeah, because let's be honest.
I apologize.
No one is rocking a Discman while they're rollerblading because that disc is going to skip many, many times.
Oh, horribly so.
And at that point, you might actually throw the Discman away because it keeps on skipping while you're rollerblading. At least while I would try to rollerblade, because I've tried to rollerblade once and I almost killed 7 people when that happened.
Woo!
They said I should never do that ever again.
The police report did anyway.
But let's give you some background on this album. The band at this point is Scott Anderson on vocals, James Black and Rick Jacket on guitar, Sean Anderson on bass, and Rob Gomerman on drums. And I apologize if I mess up any names. I am a Canadian idiot in a basement with a microphone. The album hit number 45 on the RPM Canadian album charts. There were 3 singles released off of this one: Circles, As Far As I Can Spit, and this is a song title, Da-na-na-na-na-na. Circles hit number 17 on the Canadian Hot 100, and As Far As I Can Spit hit number 20 on the Canadian Alternative 30 charts. The band was nominated at the 1996 Junos for Breakout Group of the Year. They lost to the Philosopher Kings, but let me list some of the bands that were also nominated that year. Sandbox and Rhymes with Orange. So if you want to put this into perspective, 1995 was an absolute banger of a year for Canadian music. And if you have not had a chance to listen to any of these bands, what are you waiting for? Like, I would highly recommend any album from Rainbow Butt Monkeys / Finger 11, Philosopher Kings, Sandbox, or Rhymes with Orange. Go listen to them now.
They did very much change their sound, though, when they changed their name.
Well, there was also a producer change, because when they changed to Finger 11 and they did that first album, they went to producer Arnold Lanni, who was also working with Our Lady Peace. So if you listen to the snare drum on this album, and then you listen to the snare drum on that first Finger 11 album, you can hear the Arnold Lanni production influence in the recording. So yes, I can see why you would think that there is a change as far as the sound goes, but I think that's more attributed to the producer as opposed to the band trying to change identity. But first is our spin pick. So Carrie, off of Letters from Chutney from the Rainbow Butt Monkeys. Yeah, go ahead. You can have a chuckle. What is your spin track?
Oh, I'm spinning the whole damn cassette. Like side A, side B, flip, rinse, repeat. I mean, Circles was an obvious choice, but it's not my spin. I actually wrote 2 down. I want to point out that Cake is so catchy and it's so singable. Like that, as soon as I hear it, it's the one that I keep drawing back to.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta go with Scrumpy because of the vocals, the musicality of it. It is just such, you know what? The whole goddamn album is so freaking good that it was literally the impossible task to ask me to pick one skip song. It's all
one spin song.
One spin. One spin song. It's all spin.
Just imagine if we were doing this for There Can Only Be One and you could only pick one song off of this. Then it'd be like, what do I do?
That would be impossible. I would walk. I would quit the task at hand.
It would break you.
Yes.
I can say, though, that the spin track for me, this was an absolute no-brainer. Anytime this album is available in a CD player, in a cassette player, I don't have vinyl, but I would go out and buy a record player and spin that if I could. The first song I'm putting on is As Far As I Can Spit. This song, I keep joking about the speeding ticket will ensue. I'm surprised I have not gotten a speeding ticket while listening to this song. It is literally adrenaline personified in rock form.
Tell me true, though. Do you still spin it? Do you still?
Oh, hells yeah.
You still break out the Rainbow Butt Monkeys?
I guarantee you that this is in my liked songs on Spotify, and if I'm listening to it and it comes on, hells yeah.
It's on my gym mix.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Does Monday at the office feel like a storm? Not with Microsoft Copilot. That feeling when Copilot gets everyone up to speed instantly? It's sunny again. When Copilot simplifies complex data so your teams can act, that sun's shining on a beach. And when Copilot uncovers hidden insights, you're on that beach with your people, and you find buried treasure. That's Microsoft Copilot. Learn more at Microsoft.com/AI for all.
All right, so now we get to our shuffle song. And while it's not like the first song I would put on, it might actually be the second. And I'm going to Let's Pretend. Now, anyone who knows Finger 11, a couple of different songs are going to come up in mind. Maybe one of the first ones is going to be Paralyzer, which has a bit of a funkier groove than their first Finger 11 album. This song is telling you right now that funk sound was always there. It is dancey as hell, grooves like you wouldn't believe. And I gotta shout out Rob Gummerman on this one here. The drum work on this, like, of everything of this song, I think Rob Gummerman, this is like the pinnacle of his work on this album. But for shuffle song, what did you go with?
I went with Spider Prince because of the scream vocals, if anything. It was like, it just gets you. Like, it just like commands attention, this song. And it stands out to me above all else, even though it's all goddamn good. It's so good. It is so good. Yes.
Now you're going to want to go back and listen to this album, aren't you?
It is so good. Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
Okay, but now comes the really tough part. So, picking a good song off this album, I mean, you could throw a dart and hit a good song off this album. Also, don't throw a dart at your album. It will ruin the album. Not that I'm speaking from experience. But if you have to pick the skip song, which you have to pick the skip song, what are you picking?
I actually feel really, really bad about my choice now.
Oh?
Because I had picked Let's Pretend. Only because of that disco groove. It's really Red Hot Chili Peppers inspired. And everybody get up on the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody get up.
Well, Rob Gummerman and I will disagree with you on this one.
I know. I don't know. For me, it was just like, out of all of the songs, this is the one that I'm like, okay, I get it, but move on to other songs. Before you answer your skip, I do just want to point out St. Louis.
Oh.
Tell me, no, this is not a skip song, but is there another band that you think of when you hear this song?
If I'm listening to the song, it kind of has that early Stone Temple Pilots vibe to it for me.
That's fantastic. No, not the band I was thinking.
Oh?
It brings me back to high school and seeing a young bassist tear the stage up at my high school during, what was it, Mosh for Mutts?
No. It wasn't Mosh for Mutts.
No,
it was Band Wars.
Band Wars. During Band Wars, it reminds me, I listen to this song and all I can think is Cold Motor Rodent.
Well, okay, first of all, thank you. I don't know if I was ever that good, but the funny thing is this album and our album came out in the same year, and I'd be lying if I said that we did not listen to the Rainbow Butt Monkeys in the car on the way to gigs on a regular basis. Because, it was big when we were gigging. So, it's like, I'm just going to say that Rainbow Butt Monkeys copied us. That's all there is to it.
Bunch of posers.
Right.
Who the do they think they are? No, I'm kidding. I love them.
Okay, so my skip, and again, I'm really just picking the least awesome track on the album. That's literally how I wrote. It's just the least awesome song on the album.
Ooh.
That's
I'm intrigued.
Dropping. And the thing is, I literally picked one because I had to pick one. Now, Circles was actually on my radar, and maybe it's because of the 3 singles. Circles was the one that I felt the least connected to. But Dropping for me was the one that was like, yeah, okay, if I have to hit the skip button, I guess I will. You're looking at me like you're about to cry.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Why?
Well, no, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, even though it's wrong.
You were wrong
Circles?
about Let's Pretend. Yes.
Wow.
You tell me, of the 3 singles, okay, as far as I can spit, which is my spin pick, okay, and we can both agree that song is killer. Right?
It is.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Oh,
It's such a fun song.
so good.
And Circles. Of those 3...
It's all good.
Okay, but of those 3, if you had to put them in order, and you have to put them in order, which one would have fallen last in line?
It wouldn't be Circles for me.
Really?
It would not.
Would it be da-na-na-na-na-na?
No, because I love
would it
that
be
song.
as far as I can spit?
That's my... No.
No, I'm saying of those 3 songs.
But that's not fair. Because
I just said of the 3 singles.
it's the impossible task.
It is the impossible task, but Circles would be the one that falls last in line of the singles.
I mean, you're forgetting to mention like the straight up sex groove song with the groovy bass line, Cooking in the Kitchen.
I had that as a potential on my shuffle.
That's so fun.
That
fun.
That is a straight up song. Which now people are going to sit there and go, okay.
What is this band? Rainbow Butt Monkeys.
Right? If a band called Rainbow Butt Monkeys makes a song, you know you're going to be giggling while you're doing it. Oh, dear God, we went there. We went there. But, Carrie, please, before we go, remind our listeners what your spin, shuffle, and skip picks are from Letters From Chutney, the debut album from the Rainbow Butt Monkeys.
I have to remind myself because it's all so good. It's all spin worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's just put that out there. But I'm spinning Scrumpy, I'm shuffling Spider Prince, and I'm skipping Let's Pretend I'm Sorry. It's only because I had to pick one.
Well, I am spinning as far as I can spit. I'm shuffling Let's Pretend because, God damn it, that song is funky as hell. And I am skipping, dropping, but only because I have to skip a song. Like that is the, gun to your head. You got to follow the rules. I'm following the rules, unfortunately. And by the way, we are going to link the Spotify playlist for this entire album on our website at notthatbadcast.com. So go to the episode page, listen to the album, and get the band a few of those Spotify fractions of pennies. I'm sorry, it's true, but at least get them something and listen to this album. You'll thank me later. Carrie, thank you for this. Now, to you, our listeners, you guys know the drill. If there is an artist or an album that you want us to cover, hit us up on social media at OnlyOneCast or go to our website at notthatbadcast.com. And while you're there, make sure you check out our coming soon page so you can see all of the albums and artists and movies and topics that we're going to be talking about on future records, and drop us a line and let us know your picks and your thoughts so we can shout you out in the show. Until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys and the Rainbow Butt Monkeys are awesome. This is Spin Shuffle Skip on the There Can Only Be One channel, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.
What would you do to achieve the American dream? The big house, the happy family, the money.
911, what's your emergency?
Would you put in the hours? Would you take a big swing?
What's the problem? What's the problem?
Would you lie? Would you cheat?
Would I shop? Would I shop?
Would you kill?
Yes. mom and dad. My mom and my dad.
From Airship, the studio behind American Scandal, comes a new true crime history podcast. I'm Jeremy Schwartz, and I'll be taking you inside the minds of some of our most notorious felons and outlaws, exploring the dark side of the American dream. In my new show, American Criminal, you'll meet the picture-perfect brothers who'd kill their parents, the thief who stole babies, the crypto king who siphoned off billions, and plenty more. From assassins and gangsters to killers and con artists. Whatever the case, whoever the criminal, you don't know the full story. Until now. Don't miss the debut season of American Criminal, The Menendez Brothers, beginning February 29th. Listen wherever you get your podcasts, or to get early ad-free access to the entire season first, plus hundreds of other ad-free history podcast episodes, subscribe at intohistory.com.